And over in that direction are porta potties. Some of you might want to know that. I would like to have a show of hands right now. How many of you were paid to come to this project? Okay, if you were paid, I want to know where I send my invoice, who I send it to. I really should be in Washington, D.C. at that stupid parade because they were paying people there $1,000 to sit in the stands. Anyway, I want to thank my officers, the people that put this together. Linda Simmons, the vice chair. Deanna Cobans, who is my right arm, she's the secretary. If any of you want a little flag, she's over here on the table that's got a tablecloth on it. She also has some sheets if you want to give us any of your information, like your emails, if you want to be notified of our activities and our meetings. And there's water over there. Larry Sullivan is the treasurer, and he gave us thousands of dollars to put this on.
I'm willing to take donations, by the way.
I forgot the donation box. All right, I just have something serious to say. I don't know if all of you heard the news this morning that 2 lawmakers were assassinated in Minnesota. A state representative and her husband, and a state senator was badly wounded along with his wife. I don't know if they're still alive or not. But I would like anybody who can stand, if those who are able to stand, I'd like you to stand, and we'll have a moment of silence in your memory.
I'm going to be seated.
Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce the lady who's going to do all the work, the MC. Her name is Kathy Mulder Collins.
I don't know about all the work, but a lot of the work. I'm a recovering Republican, and so it's been nice. It's been nice to be welcomed at the Malheur County Democrats meetings. I'm registered as an independent now. No longer recognize that party that I was a member of for nearly 40 years. So I don't know what happened there. Well, yes, we do know what happened there, sadly. Thank you very much, Lucy, for those comments and introductions and so forth. What we're going to do is we have a little bit of a format today. Before we start marching, we wanted to ask retired Judge Pat Sullivan to say a few words. And then we're going to have a procession around the park. I think, let's see, does anybody know if it's better to go this way? I think we'll go this way around. And then as soon as I'm not sure how to kind of tell where we're at, except we want to kind of linger or stay for several minutes, maybe 10, even 15 minutes, we'll see. Maybe just 5, but on Southwest 4th Avenue to have a presence. We'll still be very respectful, no shouting ugly things or anything, but we'll just be the presence and let people see that we don't want any kings, we don't want any tyrants, we don't want a dictator. We want our democracy back. So, Pat, can I go ahead and ask you to come forward?
Hello, everybody. I am going to start this off and hopefully get you fired up to go. I have taken an oath to support the Constitution several times in my life. The first time was in 1978 when I became a member of the Oregon State Bar. I took it twice when I was district attorney, and I took it 3 times when I was a judge, when I was sworn in to be a judge. Support the Constitution. Never in my wildest imaginings would I have thought we'd be at this point. And I will support that oath to my dying breath. And I know many of you have taken oaths. If you've been in the military, if you're a bar member that require those oaths, now's the time to step up and make it mean something. Now, I saw this morning somebody put very honestly on the internet, why do these protests in small towns? Nobody cares about them. Nobody's going to notice. And so I want to talk about why I think it's important we do it here. First of all, in this country, there's a real effort to make us have an audience of one. Now, I doubt he's going to care that we did anything. But there's another broader audience, the American people, and they need to see us standing up for what's right. And no matter the size of the town, no matter the size of the crowd, everybody that does that, it means something. And the other thing is, there's been so many efforts to divide us, to separate us from each other, to demonize members of our community. And I loved the poster, or the ad that was paid for by Christy Walton. And I thought that we should all think about that, so I'm going to read it to you, because there are things that unite us. There are things that we hold in common. We may differ on particular issues of this and that, but there still is a common core in this country of decency. And I want to read these things, and you can think about what you agree with. I bet every single one of them. We are a people of principle and honor.
Yes!
Woo! We honor our commitments and stand by our allies.
Yes!
We defend against aggression by dictators.
Yes.
We uphold and defend our Constitution. We care for veterans and for children.
Yes.
We respect our neighbors and trading partners.
Yes.
We support a healthy and national and international economy, community, and environment.
Yes.
We are the world leader trusted to uphold the stability of rule of law. We are the people of the United States of America. The honor, dignity, and integrity of our country is not for sale. Let's go out there and show the world.
Thank you so much, Pat. Amen, amen, amen. Okay, so let's go ahead and start lining up if we can, and we'll process over here and around this way. I'm not sure how we'll tell who can stop.
Pause this for a moment.
Somebody at some point, the front people need to kind of pause, and we'll just hope that everybody's on the street at that point.
Oh my goodness, look at the group.
Well, I can do that. I can do that, but I'm not sure who's
Pan the group, too.
when the last person's on the street. But we want to just stay on Southwest 4th Avenue for a bit. Again, we
Just leave the blanket
very
there.
respectful. We want this to be so respectful, so people can see protesters are just for our side.
We're Americans, we'll figure it out!
We want to stay on the sidewalk, not one.
And we'll stay on this side of the fence, okay? On the north side rather than on the street side of the fence. Okay.
Lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Mind if I stick by you? Always could have a protest, buddy.
Does anyone need a sign? I've got an extra sign here. All right, all right. Okay.
Let's start on this corner there.
All right. All right. Let's put up.
Gene knows the answer. Oh yeah, that's... Oh, sorry.
No, we're in the problem.
Stir around the shitty.
Well, she's gonna carry it. I got it. I've been a bag. You know that.
Oh, we left our blankets that were over there.
Yeah, no.
I'm right here beside
Can
you.
I give you a sign? Grab what, go ahead and take that if you like.
What does that say? 8644.
It is prime. It's prime number.
I saw Comey interviewed on this.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Still on the dog park?
Yeah, apparently so. I see it.
Gave up on the being a dog park.
Well, for now, yeah.
She could be here.
Join us! Come, join us! We're your neighbors. We're your family. Woo!
Yes.
I thought it was.
I know, Steve. Yeah, how are you doing?
Good, good. How about yourself?
Well, we think alike, don't we?
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it is.
You're on the wrong side of history. Join us. You got family here. We love you.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Dale. Okay.
Join us. Join us. Join us. You got family here. Your neighbors. They're all here. Your friends. Join us.
This is Steve Chandler. We went to school together. This is my daughter, Tara. My granddaughter, Talia. And he lives in Vail. And I went to a lunch a couple weeks ago and he was there. I haven't seen him forever.
Since we graduated.
Probably.
Where can I get a sign?
Oh.
Somebody will give you one.
Yay!
I'll try to pick it up when we go along here.
People get inches here. 200? husband?
Yeah? Yeah, a couple hundred. You want to join us? I'll give you a sign.
I'm in with you. I'm absolutely in with you. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Just making sure that everybody stays on this side of the fence.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, look, honey.
Wow, that is a lot. Pan the crowd, husband. Get that on video.
Woo. Oh.
We go by the car. We've been to several of the protests here and over in Boise.
Here, wifey. Scooting in by my wife.
Okay. I went to Boise.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Go for some.
Yeah, I went to that, and that's the first time I've been in Bakersfield. I'd never actually been in the town of Baker until that day. It was a good turnout. Oh, yeah. 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 Well, it was good. I went up to
Yes, yes.
This is Nancy's brother.
Yes.
And his wife.
Yes, yes, absolutely, yes.
So how's time? Oh, okay. I've often thought about both of you because, you know, we were in the same class and Pam was short and you were a little taller.
We gotta scoot down a little bit.
Oh,
Keep scooting down just a little bit, guys. We got more people coming down, okay?
all right.
Going down. Got more people still haven't made it over here yet.
Anyway, so that's the
I printed off the No Keep website and taped it on. This is my husband's sign. He did it himself.
Yeah, this is what we're here for, right here.
Oh, I love that.
Stand up and say your piece. I love it.
Yay! Woo!
Oh, there's a guy out there on the island. You can't barely see him, but he's out there on the island.
Okay, what's he?
Fuck Trump sign.
Oh, good. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, you got reelected.
Woo! Yeah!
Assume unless they have a Trump sign that they're hunting because they agree with it. That's going to be my assumption.
That's my assumption.
They live that life. I thought that most and all the all of the Republican parties are the parts that voted and they're the ones that's going to suffer the most.
Yes, they're the ones that...
Including the farmers.
Woo!
Well, it doesn't matter because that's why they take it to the member.
Yeah! Woo!
And Delmer, my uncle.
keep up the energy. Let's do this. High fives, everybody. Woo! You're amazing. You're wonderful.
Well,
I'm going to back up and do a pan.
Okay.
well, it took me a long time. And, you know, register. And we and now it's being
Well, I don't see any reporters here.
There was a fellow who had a camera with him. I assumed he's a reporter because they always have cameras, but he's also using his cell phone. That's how you typically know they have a camera with them and a cell phone and notepad.
I'm not moderate. County's red. But Ontario itself, I have met enough people, I'm thinking Ontario is purple. Oh God, right? Yeah. And they were all yeah, this is the center of the greater Iowa. Although there's been efforts here in Malheur County to get that thing that they have to meet, 3 times a year discussing it, removed, but that has not passed yet. But there's a lot of people there's a lot of red people who, while they don't necessarily want to be part of Western Oregon, also don't want to be part of Idaho, so they think the greater Idaho movement is stupid as well. You know.
Well, the thing is, math.
Especially in this area.
How are you? Good to see you. It's been a long time. How are you?
Someone else. Yeah. I'll be back. Okay.
Notice those guys with their Trump flags on their trucks.
Yeah.
They park over in the chamber parking lot. They did not come over here to harass us. Yep, they're chicken, just like Taco Trump. Oh, there was someone that was upset. I heard him say something. Oh well. No, he didn't sound too intelligent, did he?
Right down there.
Pool party soon?
I hope the news will come.
Only the closest news helicopters are Boise. They're probably not out here. Yeah, there's got protests on the Capitol steps in Boise. So, oh yeah. Nampa's got one. Weezer has one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to go because I had to teach. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. It's not circling us. That may have been. Didn't quite look like it was in your ambulance. Of course, your ambulance was expected to come from the hospital.
Well, I walked my little dog.
Yep. Yep. Police there and sheriff's over there.
Yeah.
That guy might be a reporter. That with the long distance lens on, he might be a reporter.
Yeah.
Right in the corner of our property.
Yep.
Yeah,
Something. I'm gonna post the whole raw footage that we get onto my YouTube channel.
well, the secretary of the
Just to prove that, you know, I'm not lying. Yeah.
That happened. We had a
On the edge so we can see all the people. Other side.
Thank you for your service. Woo! Join us!
I'm totally impressed that he knows how to like not hook up his muffler. I'm so impressed that he knows how to not hook up his muffler. That makes you sound real big and intelligent. Always compensating for something. Oh, you gotta be overcompensating for something. Yeah. Guess we're walking good.
Oh, we're walking. We're going back.
Yeah, really.
My arms are starting to get tired.
Yeah, I'm holding my camera. Got to hold it like this now.
Experience making 300-400 people?
300 or 400? Maybe as many as 1,000, but I'd say maybe 5.
Yeah? And a whole, like, 3 trucks of Trumpers harassing us. That, you know, I'm so proud of them, they know how to not hook up their muffler.
Yeah, well. you can't...
They're overcompensating for something there.
Well, when you're indoctrinated, you do what the cult tells you. Then you believe what the cult tells you, and everyone else is an enemy.
Yeah, happy birthday. Oh, no, that's a good idea. Double stick.
Yeah. One stick is not enough. And then cake delivered.
Oh yeah.
Cake served.
Oh, yeah. One time I looks like a tree. Fine.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some talks and music and stuff.
Excellent.
It's not over.
No, no.
I really want to get it right this time.
You can pause that till things resume a bit.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for being here. You people were asking, who's got good estimation skills? Do you think 220? How many people are here? 300?
400 or 500 maybe.
We're sure making it down. This is nice. Great turnout though for this little town. Thank you again for this community, because not everybody here is from Ontario, so thank you all for being here. Representing. Is Diana here? I'm looking for Diana. There she is. Our next speaker will be Diana Morinaga, who would like to say a few words. We've just asked a few people to say a few words, so give her attention. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone. So my name is Diana Morinaga. I just wanted to take a couple moments and use this platform to apologize for helping Mr. Benson his campaign in 2020. I got to be the campaign manager. And I just want you all to know that we do have primaries. They're a little bit different here in Oregon than where you might all be from, because I don't see that everybody's local. But use your voices. We also have Cliff Benson's office down the road here. We need to be able to hold him accountable for not representing us in the way that he said he was going to.
Yes. Be strong.
I derailed my life because I thought it was important to have representation out here in Eastern Oregon. We are in a different time zone. We're overlooked. We're very, very, very much just, we're here. So we had the opportunity to connect, to be heard. I know we're a part of 22 other counties in his congressional district, so we do share a lot of space. But he is here, and again, we what a beautiful turnout. Thank you all for being here. But we need to hold him accountable. So he voted against many of the things that he said he was for. And we can't have tyrants. We can't have this kind of obedience. We need to have, we're Lisa Murkowski's. We need to have people that can meet in the middle, that can negotiate, that can represent the people that they were voted in to represent. So I just, Janet Komodo is here, so she can help connect you with resources for, understanding our voting here. Primaries are pretty tricky, so be sure you're registered. Be sure you're registered in the right categories if you want to make impacts here. We have options, we have choices, but I feel at this point that Cliff does not deserve to be in office anymore. To help find somebody better, somebody who actually wants to work for us. So thank you very much. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the golf. I love the golf.
Hey, friend. How are you? Standing up. That's a good sign.
Okay, one quick thing. We have a Canon camera lens cap. Don't know if anybody had a Canon camera that lost your lens cap. We've got it right up here. Our next speaker is going to say a few words. This is Mike. He's a retired BLM whistleblower. He wanted to say a few words.
Speak loud.
Hi everybody. Normally I don't like to come out in public too much. I'm usually a pretty private person, but I of all people should be anti-government, but I believe in the oath of office that I took. And I started out as a reserve deputy sheriff in Humboldt County in Northern California when I graduated from college. And so I had some experience in being a law enforcement officer from a county perspective. And of course, we're talking about when there was still lumber to be, logged and things like that. And unfortunately, they were going overboard with that. But I'll just put out a few points because I could go on, but I won't. But I don't think, I have a grandfather, Mariano Castro. He was Mexican. He was raised in the San Joaquin Valley in California during the Depression. And most of your people, I'm 72 now, so I've been around before even Ronald Reagan took office. So I know about the history of that. But our veterans who served in all the wars, they didn't go to war to do what's going on now. They took, and a lot of them, they did the ultimate. They lost their lives or were severely injured, and their families have paid the ultimate price. And I don't know if people remember, but the first runaround when Trump was running, he criticized the Gold Star family because they were Arab. And they lost a son that was a captain. And I forgot what service he was in. But, I mean, it goes back with Trump. What's sad is the Republican Party has sold itself out in their soul. They don't believe in the oath they took, including Benz. I voted for Benz when he was more of a moderate congressman and state senator. But as soon as he started going crazy and voting for Trump, which he did have to, he would have been elected, but oh no, he got on the Trump bandwagon. And if anybody paid attention to the primaries the first time go around, we knew exactly what we're going to get, but people don't want to believe that. They believe in short-term solving. Well, you don't solve short-term that's been kicked down the road. But back to my grandfather, he was shipped over to France, and he fought in, I think it was the Aragon Forest. And his unit was part that got hit with mustard gas by the Nazis. He was one of the few that survived, and the only reason he survived is when they were looking for anybody that was still alive. He happened to cough, and the guys looking for any survivors said, hey, we got a live one here. So through the grace of God, he came back to this country. And my dad fought World War II in the Pacific. He didn't fight. He volunteered like a lot of people in his generation, World War II. And it didn't matter what nationality you were. Shit, we're all freaking immigrants. I'm a hybrid like probably most of you. My mom's Italian and Mexican. My dad is Scotch, Irish, Swede, and German. You know, and it's appalling. The Republican Party, they need to be personally brought out, as well as the cabinet members, which is a disgrace. They were told this, they're not even qualified for this shit. That's right. But they're so afraid of losing their position, they don't give a shit about what's left of the middle class in the United States. They don't care about low-income people. It's all about the rich, this big tax thing they're going through. The bottom line is, it's all giving them a tax break. The huge corporations, there's some good corporations out there, but a lot of the bigger ones have sold their soul. Okay, I'm sorry. So get the young people out to vote. That's the only thing we got left.
I'd like to introduce Rick Barker, who wants to talk to you for a few minutes about what he can offer as to de-escalation training.
Hi everyone. Sorry, my voice is very loud. Thank you all for being here. You're amazing. Just to give a very brief background, I was the parade coordinator for the Gay Pride Parade in Portland for about 9-10 years. It was a real ride every day of it. In that time, I learned de-escalation and non-violent tactics and training on how to keep yourself and your people around you safe. If anybody wants to talk to me, I'm very happy to talk with you about that. The only reason I'm wearing a mask is because I don't like having my picture taken and spread all over the place, because I'm a little bit on that side of things. So if you want to come talk to me, I'm very personable and I try to be easy to talk to, and I'm here to help and support you all. I'm one of you, 100%. I grew up in a super conservative family and I don't play that game anymore. So I want you to know I'm here for you, I'm here to support you, and I'm here if you want more information on that. I'm happy to help out, okay? Thank
Okay, our next speaker is Chris Plummer.
Test. Before I begin, I want to take a moment of silence once more for those of you who were with us earlier for Democratic Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, who were assassinated by a man impersonating a police officer, and for Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman and his wife, who were also gunned down and hopefully will survive. Thank you. The gunman had a list of democratically elected targets found in his police-style SUV. Terrorism, period. We will not be silenced. In my personal belief our way of life is being threatened by a man who thinks he's a king and has surrounded himself with a cabinet of jesters who would be hilarious in cartoon form, but terrifying in a real world as they steal children and tear families apart. Their stated and cold-blooded attack on democracy and our American ideals enshrined in the Bill of Rights is not only illegal, but it is pure evil out of the Project 2025 playbook. The would-be king made it perfectly clear that he doesn't care about the United States or its people. If he did, he wouldn't have stacked his cabinet with an alcoholic Fox TV personality, an anti-science, anti-vaxxer with brainworms, or a woman so heartless that she murdered her dog just because she felt like it. Woo! The last one I mentioned is a woman who dresses for TV cameras, loves the exhibition of her cruelty, and loves attention that she gets by ripping kids from the arms of foster parents to deport them. She is deporting people, intending harm, intending harm with a smile on her face. This woman is so unqualified that she sat before a Senate committee who asked her about habeas corpus. She said it was about the president's right to do as he pleases to the American citizens. She means you or me, being imprisoned just for disagreeing with him and using our First Amendment right to speech.
We won't shut up!
The image that finally made me speak up today was a picture of a grade school girl in handcuffs like a common criminal with an armed ICE officer looming beside her, threateningly dwarfing the little girl. Imagine being pulled from your classmates, family, and friends to a dark future. Imagine the stress that puts on all of our children. Imagine yourself tiny, vulnerable, and knowing our men are going to grab you or your classmates at will. Due process, or habeas corpus, is defined as a legal principle that enshrines it's a legal principle that ensures individuals are fairly and legal matters are resolved according to established rules and principles. It's primarily enshrined in the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which states that no one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. End quote. We need to say no to these bozos who are ruining America. The would-be king dictator was heard on a hot mic talking to the El Salvador president, saying, quote, "Next time we're going for the homegrowns." That's us.
Bring it!
He plans to take any voices he disagrees with and threaten them with prison to shut them up. He wants to send his opponents to a far-off prison in a far-off land. They are taking individuals with legal status and deporting them along with undocumented persons to detention centers. And detention centers are privately owned, and they make more money by holding people longer than necessary and not letting in lawyers and families to know how their loved ones are doing. Can you imagine? It must be good to be a con man's buddy with no soul. Here's a partial list of my grievances. 1, kids in handcuffs. 2, Medicaid gutting that will hurt low-income American seniors and people with disabilities. 3, the takeover, defunding, and censoring of the Smithsonian, Kennedy Center, and PBS. 4, increased medical debt and higher inflation. 5, harming our veterans by defunding veteran services. Erasing our cultural past and history by the erasure of people of color, LGBTQIA plus people, and it hits close to home that they're cleansing websites of any mention of Japanese internment during World War II. I guess the comparison to Trump's cronies is too much for them, so they're deleting that uncomfortable history. 7, cutting kids' cancer research. 8, cutting HIV and prevention programs. 9, shooting rubber bullets and gassing U.S. and foreign journalists. 10, writing unconstitutional executive orders that Trump does not read nor think about. He just signs them. 11, alienating and threatening invasion to Canada and Greenland and offending our allies while showing his traitorous lack of U.S. loyalty by imitating Putin and Kim Jong-un of North Korea. 12, lied about nonviolent protesters, overriding state authority and calling military troops to take action against our own citizens. 13, ignoring the Supreme Court's orders like the law doesn't apply to them or his cronies. 14, Elon Musk and Doge, enough said about that. It's the 14th of June when he is spending $45 million and counting dollars on his ego-stroking birthday parade, North Korean style. He's a malignant narcissist, and it's a severe form of narcissism marked by paranoia, antisocial behavior, and sadism.
Dementia!
His X feet is enough to prove those things about him. You've seen that? His lack of empathy, grandiose self-image, and tendency to lash out at critics is classic narcissistic behavior. If there is one thing I can tell you about narcissists, it's that when they accuse others of crimes, you can guarantee they have done the crime they are accusing others of. They transfer their own crimes on the people that they hate. Everything he accuses others of, he has done, like being on the obscene list. War, economic ruin, fraud, it's all on the table as long as he looks good to his billionaire tech buddies. He doesn't care about anyone, not even his own family. Our own Senator Cliff Pence is willfully voting to hurt our farmers, veterans, hospitals, elderly, and children with his MAGA buddies. That's us. It's time to stand up. It's time to say no kings. It's time to vote out authoritarians locally, federally, and statewide. It's time to remind our military that they serve the U.S. Constitution and the people, not a treacherous king. It's time for the Republican Party to take back its leadership from MAGA. This nation's leader is an emperor with no clothes, no smarts, and obviously losing his mental capacity to lead.
No more dementia, Don!
No more kings!
No more kings! No more kings!
No more kings! No more kings! No more kings! No more kings!
Thank you, everybody.
We're going to just play one song just to sort of let you have an opportunity to visit, wave your signs and so forth. Real quickly, before we go into another speaker, real quickly, Janet Komodo is around, and she's got forms if you do need to register to vote or change your name or change your party or change your address. So she's got the forms in this. She's got the yellow shirt. This is register to vote. So if you need to see Janet. So we'll just play a song just to get us fired up again. As if we need another reason to be fired up. But you can wave your signs, and we'll just take a minute to do that, and then we'll go on to another speaker. Thank you so much.
You'll understand the importance of their activity and influence in this community over the years. They still are. And I'll plug the Japanese garden here at the Cultural Center. I happen to work there. Well, I don't get paid, but I work there. There's the sentiment is in there. We're all pursuing this peaceful world. And we can do it in many different ways. I happen to do it by building gardens. You can like them or you don't like them, but let's try to keep this ball rolling. We got the midterms to look at. We got a chance there. If we don't win there, we got some real problems in front of us. But I think if we all stick together and keep this alive and well, we'll be successful. Thanks, Bob.
What is your name?
My name is Brian Ripple.
Brian Ripple. And he has something brief to tell you which has to do with saving our Constitution. And I will rip him off this platform if it isn't brief.
My name is Brian Ripple. I am a disabled American veteran. Khrushchev warned Kennedy that we'd be taken down on our own petard. It's taken this long. If you don't believe that our election was stolen from us in 2024, check City Powell's plea deal online. Don't believe me. Just download it. They stole the machines, they stole the software, they sent it to a third party. Guess who that was? Thank you.
We're doing great on time. I guess I want to say a few words real quick too, and then I've got a poem to read, and then we're going to do our march. I happen to be the granddaughter of someone who served in 3 wars. He was really proud of that. My grandpa Al passed away at the age of 93 a few years ago in 2018, but he had served in World War II and Korea, and behind a desk mostly in Vietnam, but he was very proud to have served in 3 wars. I think Grandpa Al would be really upset to see what's going on today. He did not spend all that time in the military, a life of military guy, being away from his family all the time, and boots on the ground in 2 wars to see what's happening today. Every leader does what they think is best, and parties are always trying to do what they think is best. We all hopefully are. We look through things through a little bit different lens, but the issues at hand, we try to solve, to address the issue or solve the problem. We might go about it different ways, but ultimately, historically, traditionally, the leaders had our country's best interest in mind. Might have gone about it differently, but the best interest of the country was foremost. How we got derailed, somebody who, and maybe Chris used the term sociopathic narcissist or something, but how we got to somebody at that level who could care less about anything or anyone. I keep asking myself, what's his end game? What's his end game? I don't know, except to just destroy as much as he can because he can. I don't know. Doesn't matter, but we can't let him do it for much longer. So any way we can get a hold of our congressman to just shake them to the core and just say, please, please, please do your job. Stop this guy. We've got to do it. Because we really are looking at a tyrannical situation. I'm sure you've read where he was trying to slip different paragraphs in that big, beautiful, blankety-blank bill of his to where he could not have to do anything the Supreme Court tell him in the future, which makes him not have to walk out of the White House ever. And maybe his kids just set up camp there forever, or what? We need him gone.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
How many of you are feeling a little overwhelmed and exhausted these days? Anybody else? I just can't take much more into personal well-being. We gotta get him. Every morning the news is something different. And do 2 more things then, and then we're gonna march again. First, I wanted to read a poem, and I know you've heard it before, but dang it if it isn't so appropriate these days, especially what's going on with ICE and Latinx people in this country. I worked for almost 10 years at the Treasure Valley Children's Relief Nursery. I don't know how many of you know what that is, but it's a child abuse prevention program. And what the Relief Nursery does is it works to strengthen struggling, fragile families at wherever they're at. Because research, and my God, there's so much research shows, when people endure trauma in early childhood, especially, but childhood, they're almost destined to have a life filled with self-medication, harm, and so forth. You've got to have a great early childhood, or you're sent on a path of self-destruction or destruction in general. I personally would love to know, and I've done some research, these serial killers or school shooters, you almost always can tie it back to a really horrible, traumatic early childhood, filled with horrible trauma. It's just the way it is. People with a great early childhood, they don't do bad things. They're happy, content people. When your brain isn't wired correctly, you do bad things. So we know that. So why are we ripping toddlers away from their parents? That doesn't make sense when we know what the research is on that and how destructive that'll be for those children and their families.
Well said.
Doesn't make sense. We've got to stop that. Anyway, so we need to remember those folks, and that's really why I wanted to be here today. I don't know what
difference me being here can make for the Pumpkinhead. But I know that if somebody in Southern California, I've got a lot of cousins down in Southern California who are very dark brown, I want them to know that I'm doing this for them. I don't want them to get hauled out of a car, run in a house, or whatever. So this is by Pastor Martin Niemöller, who was a Holocaust survivor. This poem appears at the Holocaust Memorial Museum. First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, but I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. How many of you remember the old song, "This land is your land, this land is my land"? Do you want to help pass some of these out? We've got some lyrics to that. We're going to sing that. We're going to sing the song, "This land is your land, this land is my land." We've got lyrics here if you need the lyrics. If not, find it on your phone, Woody Guthrie's old tune. We're going to pass these out real quick, and then we'll sing this song, if that's all right.
I'm impressed with the turnout. Yeah.
Might be two there. I remember it. Oh, there we go. No.
Thank you.
I'll share with you, husband.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna share with me.
Oh, you gave yours away?
Yeah.
Oh, just in case.
And you can find it on your phone if you want to Google the lyrics, too, if you don't get a copy of this,
I
too.
got it on my phone. I'm ready.
I have my phone turned on purpose.
So, it's walking by the,
Feel free to wave your beautiful posters while you sing.
some guys making
Thank you so much for all your work on this.
boisterous, causing somebody to
At the
buckle over and cry.
over at the birthday party over there?
Making drama.
Sock inside out?
No.
I have a very limited time window because my lavender. Another photo. The last lady cut you out of the last photo. Oh. All right. Say cheese.
Everybody get a copy. We had about 40 copies, I think, but if you can find it on your phone too, the lyrics, "This land is your land." It's an old song. Woody Guthrie was a great protest balladeer back in the day.
That's right.
You know, that's a good point, and that is something we probably should do. Any land whereupon we owe, this is not really our land or the State of Ontario's land we're on. This was stolen from the Northern Paiute, maybe the Shoshone, as far east as the Shoshone, maybe as far north as the Nez Perce. So, yeah, my great-grandmother was actually born in a Chiricahua Apache reservation in New Mexico. So I know what that's about a little bit. Very little bit, but we should have acknowledged that. Thank you, somebody, for pointing that out.
Welcome back to the Daily Poem. I'm David Kern.
Look down the road, see my Sally coming, thought to my soul I'd kill myself running. I looked down the road to see my Sally coming, I thought to my soul I'd kill myself running.
not the right song.
Different Where the Gatsby
That's a
song.
different version.
No, you probably don't want to sing.
Can we give just one round of applause for our sound guy Jeff? Because we would be lost if we didn't have
This land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that Riverville highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. All around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. A voice was chanting, as fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. A voice was chanting, a fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me.
Thank you so much for indulging that. That's a great song, isn't it? This land is our land. We've got to fight for it. So thank you all for fighting today. We're going to go ahead and start walking again, and we'll just do, if you weren't here earlier to join us in the march, we just walked around staying on the grass on the inside of the sidewalk, and then we lined up the whole front, and we just sort of lingered, if you will, stood on 4th Avenue just so people could see our signs and so forth. Very peaceful protest is what we're doing today. So thank you all again for being here.
How's our batteries just with that video?
Almost out.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it off.
Turn it off for now.